Welcome to the WOD Pod. Join me as I sit down with CrossFitters, fitness experts, top coaches, professional athletes, and other well-known gym goers to listen to their journey through fitness. Sam Bilbie is the reigning and defending Hyrox Age Group World Champion and Hyrox World Record holder. In this episode, I met Sam down at Nuclear Fit HQ ahead of the Nuclear Fit season to discuss her journey into fitness racing and her plans for Chicago Hyrox World Champs. In light of agreeing to race in the Nuclear Fit event in July, I thought I'd ask a world champion fitness racer for her top tips. If you're doing a Hyrox or a Nuclear Fit race this year, then I hope you enjoy this episode. Sam, thanks for joining me on the podcast. This is Series 3, Episode 8 of the WOD Pod.
Thanks for having me.
How's your weekend been so far?
Good, thank you. Sun's out. It's sunny Essex, as you
First time, I think maybe the first time I've been in Essex, so...
Stop it.
Honestly, yeah. I'm not very cultured down there, but... before we come on to fitness racing, have you always been into your fitness?
Always.
What have you done?
From a child. I was a swimmer, is how I started.
Okay.
So swimming up until about 14, and then athletics, track, yeah, always. And then qualified as a PT at 18 when PT wasn't trendy like it is now.
No, not at all.
And that's all I've ever done.
So
all my life.
Track,
Swimming,
PT.
track, PT. But I was always like a heavy runner.
Okay.
So, you know, I would race against girls that were like 54 kilos and I was always 60 kilos. So I was always a decent runner, but I was always heavy. So fitness racing, perfect for me.
Yeah. In terms of your track then, what level did you get to? And like how old were you going through?
No,
doing a track?
not great. I just enjoyed running, I think, at that age. It was
what age are we talking?
Through to about 18, so after swimming, so 14 to 18. And then qualified as PT. And that actually, when you're a coach, you get less time to train yourself. So that sort of took a back burner for years and years. And I didn't start racing competitively again, probably till late 30s. And then just got that love of competing again and training hard then. Yeah. Because when you're a kid, you don't really want to, do you?
No, you definitely don't. So from 18 through to 30, were you PTing the whole time?
Always.
Okay. So that's all you've done, PT?
And yeah, exactly. And now I'm 50. So there's a lot of years.
Yeah. In terms of PT, has it always been like in person or have you done online? Or?
So now I'm remote now.
Okay.
But yeah, back in the day, I mean, remote wasn't a thing. It was you were one-to-one, you know, you were a gym instructor. Yeah. You'd pick your clients up on the gym floor. And yeah, it was one-to-one. But now, yeah, 95% of my clients are Hyrox, I suppose. Yeah. The other 5% are runners and they're all remote.
Yeah. In terms of your PTing, which gyms were you in?
Local authority mainly, and then Virgin.
Yeah. Commercial gym training, really. Yeah. Okay. It's weird, isn't it? Like how commercials kind of gone out the window when Hyrox and CrossFit have stepped in, and like the community side of Hyrox and CrossFit gyms versus your standard commercial gym is so different.
Completely.
Do you have any other hobbies?
No, there's no time, is there? I know you're not training to be a hybrid athlete right now.
No.
Because you've already told me you're not into running. But there is no time, is there?
You say that. I have actually got an ultra.
Oh.
in July.
So you know you have to run?
Well, this is the thing. So I did a marathon in 2023 without training.
Oh, okay. Here we go. One of those.
But I like I'm never going to, like, for me, I don't necessarily think that I'm going to get to the competitive level in marathon running. But I like the challenge of, like, this has got really hard after 20k. Like, the mental battle of getting to 40.
So,
it was like, I enjoyed that.
So you'll love that with the ultra then?
I'm sure I will. It's a trail as well.
Okay. Mental resilience.
1,300 metre elevation. Oh. So it's like the height of Ben Nevis up and down.
Where is this?
In the Peak District.
Okay. Yeah.
So I've got 12 weeks today.
Is this July?
Last weekend of July.
I know someone else doing this race, yeah.
Well, they might pass me.
I've seen him training.
Oh, God.
It looks intense. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll see. But in terms of, no other hobbies or anything not fitness related, like anything outside of fitness? Or is it just...
Is there life outside fitness?
Okay.
No.
Okay, and when did you do your first fitness race? So, like, post-PT,
Right.
Yeah, like coming in...
Yeah, so my first fitness race, I can remember it was Hyrox, popped into my Instagram, all those photos, you know, that you see that sell it. And that was probably 2022.
Okay.
And just thought, yeah, that's definitely the sport for me. These guys that are bigger built. I love gym, so I love strength training. So bigger built and they can run. It's got to suit me.
So that you didn't do anything, say, like 30s, 40s in terms of like obstacle racing? Did you ever do the Tough Mudders?
No.
Okay. So it was just track into Hyrox?
And road. Yeah, I was a road runner. So I was a decent road runner.
Okay.
And did England age group road running. So I was okay.
Okay, let's talk about your 5K. What's your...
It's quick. Because my 5K PB when I was 48 is 17:56, and I ran a 36:50 10K.
At 48 years old?
At 48, I know.
Did you
So
ever
I wish I'd not PTs in my 30s and been an athlete.
Well, there is that, but that's pretty impressive. Like crazy. Do you think you'll ever beat that time?
I would like to think I can get close to that. I'm not sure I'll ever beat. Then I never thought I'd run 36:50 for a 10K at 48. So
when was the last time you ran a 5K as a competitive race?
Oh, not for that. I haven't. Years.
Okay. That's your goal. You've got to beat your 48-year-old self.
Oh, okay. That would take some... Yeah, okay. Well, I know what I need to do. It's a process. Running is just a process. You need to be... It's that consistency, isn't it?
Volume.
Exactly. You know, ticking the right boxes at the right time in that block. And then anyone can become a marathon runner.
They can, honestly. I'm living proof.
They can. It is just a process. But as an older athlete, you have to have that consistency, and that's what's tough.
Yeah.
You know, for me to train as a Hyrox athlete and then try and run a 17:50 5K would be, you know, a shed load.
You'd have to keep them as separate goals and do your 5K first and then get back to Hyrox. This podcast episode is sponsored by WOD Powders. WOD Powders have just released their protein coffee, combining grass-fed bovine collagen with True Star instant coffee, rich, smooth Colombian coffee. Head over to wodpowders.co.uk to get yours today. So your first Hyrox race, where was it? And can you talk me through that event?
Yeah, so it was Manchester. It was the January one in Manchester. And I'd done a 12-week block, coming from a running background. So I had a good aerobic engine. Not so much strength, because as a runner, we want to be lighter. So I neglected strength for years and years and years. So 12-week block of specific hybrid training, really, getting some gains on muscle and just getting used to compromised running. And then I did a sim at my gym, and the age group world record at the time, can't remember what it was. But I did the sim and I beat that time. And I thought, maybe I'm doing something wrong. You don't know, do you? I know there's no block zone. I must be doing something wrong.
Yeah, it can't be me.
But so Manchester was the first race, and yes, then I broke the 45 to 49 age group world record.
In your first Hyrox?
Yeah.
So that wasn't even on the agenda. So when you were doing the Hyrox race, were you thinking, I know the record, I'm going to try and beat it? Okay, so you would always set out to do that?
Yeah, when I'd done it on the sim, I couldn't see what I was doing wrong, apart from not having a rock zone.
So your first Hyrox race, you were going in 100% competitive.
Yes.
100% going for the world record.
Yes.
Like it. Okay, can you share some insights into how you prepped in terms of like nutrition before that race? Specifically
what the build up for the...
on your first Hyrox, and then how that varies to now.
Well, my diet is really clean, always. And it always has been. So there's not a lot of difference between then and now.
Okay.
I would say I've always been on marginal gains, even when I was a runner. So I've always been on nitrates and, you know, all the creatine and tick all those boxes.
Yeah.
So nothing's really changed. I like marginal gains. So whatever I think, whether it's a placebo or not.
Why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Okay, so prior to the race, what would you eat in the morning of a Hyrox? Or the night before? Night before in the morning? Night
before. This is going to sound really bad.
Go on.
I've just said I'm a really clean eater.
Well, I say you can make exceptions the night before.
And now I'm going to say I probably fueled on a burger.
Okay.
Because...
You're not having burgers every night, though. You're having a burger before a Hyrox race.
For me, I think burger and chips for me seems to work. It's not.
Not advised.
No, it's not advised. For me, it seems to work. But it probably was pasta. But I could probably do it on a burger and chips.
Yeah.
Something carb dense the night before. I'm all porridge or overnight oats the morning of.
Yeah.
Plus, dense carbs, so bagels and
Do you have a gel during your Hyrox?
So I do.
Do you have a cup of Red Bull halfway?
No. There's no time stopping in the rock zone.
Also, who wants a Red Bull after Hyrox?
No. Always a gel. So I'm a bit of a creature of habit. So I've always raced, even if I was going to race a 5 miler, I would always take a gel on the line just to make sure I've got enough carbs. I wouldn't take a gel obviously on a 5 mile race, but yes, in Hyrox, I always take a gel.
Whereabouts in the Hyrox?
After the rower. Yeah. And you don't want it. No one wants it. You need to get that gel in at that point.
What about before? Because I think, at the row you're over half, aren't you? Or is that the halfway point? But you're just over half.
Yeah.
Because I've heard mixed things. Like some people have had it the station before.
Okay.
But I don't know.
Probably because I have one on the line.
So you just have one.
I'm topped up.
And then you have one at the row.
Yeah, okay. So I'm topped up on the line and then I take another one halfway.
Okay.
And it's possibly over, but I just take it back to how I used to race. And when I would race, anything sort of 10K, I wouldn't take one in the race, but 10 mile, let's say, one on the line and then one sort of 35, 40 minutes in.
Okay. When did you do your first Nuclear Fit race?
So Nuclear Fit, I've been with Nuclear since the start. They approached me after winning World Championships in Manchester. And
just to rewind that. So first Hyrox race, set the world record.
Yeah.
Then, so that obviously qualified you for the World Championships.
Yes. Yeah.
You then won the World Championships.
Yes.
So first year of doing Hyrox was world record.
Yes.
Can't really go up from there.
No, it was good. It was good. So I had a good year. I've had another good year this year as well. So one World Champs, Nuclear Fit approached me and said, would I be interested in being their ambassador? And initially I said, no, because I don't do mud. You asked earlier, I don't do mud running. I'm not into the obstacle racing.
Yeah.
And exactly. And they said, we'll guarantee there's never any mud. I was like, okay, how is that even possible? It's possible. There's never ever. They've been so lucky. They've been.
What? It's just never been muddy.
Never been muddy. Okay. We had one date last year. I can't remember which date. Maybe in the September event when it rained all week. They changed the course and it was fine.
Good news. You probably jinxed that for this year now. It's going to be torrential rain and mud all 3 events. But okay, so your first Nuclear Fit was the year of your first Hyrox.
First Hyrox year, yeah.
Okay, so 21. Around there.
Could be 22.
22. Do you have a coach for your fitness racing?
So I have had coaches.
Do you have one now?
No. So I haven't had a coach since last summer. I got injured, just there's a niggle that you sort of train on and shouldn't be training on. It became quite a serious injury, and I was out for 16 weeks. And I just decided then I didn't need a coach at that point. And then my comeback, I just thought I'll just get back into it and see how I go up until Euros this year.
Yeah.
And if I do go to Euros, then I'll keep coaching myself. And if I complete flop, then I'll need a coach. And then obviously I won Euros and beat my previous year, same course. So I thought, okay, I'll stick with my training.
Very good.
Yeah.
I suppose, do you think there's a downside to having a coach? Or do you just think that
Well, I can't say that because that's my business.
Sure, but in terms of, surely you're always going to be better having a coach.
I think if you have the knowledge, if you have the knowledge and you know your body.
Yeah. You've PT'd for 20
that's
years.
Right. Yeah, and not everybody's body is the same, and a lot of coaches will coach you as a generic.
Yeah.
So they'll set you the same sessions as they'll set me, and that's not. I
might be able to do your sessions. Who knows? I know what you mean.
It's not that you wouldn't be able to, but it's not probably more beneficial for you. There's maybe a better way. So it's the same if you have track runners. You might have an 800 meter runner, but they could be a 4.8 runner, or they could be an 8:15 runner, and they need to be trained differently because their makeup is different. So it's the same with coaching. And I think most coaches, I'm not saying mine did, but it's very easy to do a generic.
Yeah. And actually,
this works for that person, so it must work for this person, and that's not how it works. I know what works for me.
Especially when you've been coaching for so long, for someone else to come along that's got less experience than you, it must be hard for you to allow them to tell you what to do. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I've had 2 coaches, and both of them are brilliant, and I don't have a problem with, you know, that you're not my athlete.
Yes.
You're free to, and that's how it should be, you know. So my coaches have been amazing, but for me, yeah, I think the proof was in the pudding when I did Euros and same course and extra wall balls this year. Obviously, we have because it was open at Euros. We can't do pro, and then the time was better.
Hyrox age group world champion, and you have been for the last 3 years.
Yes.
Which world championships has been your favourite so far, and why?
Well, last year was definitely not my favourite in Nice.
Why not?
Well, because I had a complete blow up in the solo. It was
okay.
Nice was extremely hot in there. I'm not good in the heat. It was warm. My fueling wasn't great going in. It was not a good race for me. But then the next day I was in doubles with Katrin, and we won.
So your solo, you didn't win world championships?
No.
Did you win that the year before?
Yes.
Okay. And out of the first one and the second one, which was your favourite?
Obviously Manchester.
Okay, so that's the original, the first year where you just came in and won everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think you'll beat your world record solos again? Do you think you'll beat that time?
Well, I've beaten the open time this year.
Okay.
And I would have liked to. I'm racing this weekend coming up. I've got Warsaw coming up. I plan to run a good race there, but I don't know if you know, I got burnt on a flight going out to Malaga.
I was going to ask you about that. Yeah. So Malaga didn't happen?
Malaga didn't happen, no. So
which airline?
Ryanair.
There's a lawsuit coming here, surely. Should we not go into detail about that? Or?
We don't need to. We can't go into detail, but I basically got burnt. And when you say you've had,
I saw the burns. Like bad.
I can't convey in words how bad the burns were. You need to have a look at the Instagram.
So my question for that was, when you're on a plane and that happens, what do you do? Because normally you'd go to hospital. Yeah,
well, no, nothing. That was the problem.
You just sit there.
So it was extremely hot, obviously, probably too hot, but we will see. And then I had my seatbelt on, so I couldn't get up and you just freeze, I think, when you're in shock. So you sort of sit there, and even though it's very hot. So by the time I got to the toilet, it had taken my skin off of areas, and there was just no real way to treat it. So they drizzled cold water on it, but I had very bad burns underneath, which we didn't see. So,
and that's probably the worst place for running.
Yeah.
So Malaga didn't happen.
It was awful. So I ended up going to hospital every day in Spain, and getting it all treated and redressed, and I couldn't really walk, let alone run. So Malaga was done.
Okay, so Malaga was out of the question. What's your next race then?
Well, it will be Warsaw, but that's just to go and have fun and race. I've got a squad out there, so I've got a lot of clients out there racing, and then Barcelona I'm possibly at. Okay. But I need to race a pro before Worlds, basically. Yeah. Okay. But I have so many. Like I have a big squad of my clients that honestly are just the most amazing. We have our own little community. Everyone talks about the Hyrox community. We have our own little community. There's about 90 to 100 of us, and they're all my biggest supporters and like champion me and have my back when I fail. And amazing. Is there a particular competitor that you've looked up to or used for inspiration? Well, when I very first started, it was Felicity Cole. And I don't know that she's even competing anymore, but she was, I think we were the same age group. She might have been one lower. But she was my inspo then.
See if she's still doing it now. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm hoping she is.
Maybe like this is igniting her.
Yes, come
fire
on,
to
Felicity.
come and do one.
Let's get back
in the
on
game.
it. Yeah.
What advice would you give to aspiring athletes in fitness racing, whether it's Nuclear Fit, whether it's Hyrox, who are looking to place high in events?
Well, you have to be a better runner. That's it. It is that simple. You have to learn to love running, I'm afraid.
Even in the pro weights?
Yes.
Okay, just run.
Yes.
You're saying it as if I'm like so stupid for questioning it, but like I know some CrossFit people that have done Hyrox without running that have done all right. I mean, they've not won.
What's all right?
They've not won they've not got world records. They've not won world champs, so yeah, okay, invalid. Okay, and what are the key factors to focus on at the elite level? Whether it's like recovery, sleep.
Well, yeah, it's everything you do outside the training, because we can all put the graft in. So yeah, it's exactly what you just said. It's the recovery, looking at the diet. It's all the marginal gains you can get. And I am one for like I said, nitrates, caffeine, beta alanine. You give it to me.
Yeah, I love it. Do you do ice baths and saunas?
You know what? I know I should. I do a sauna because that bit's fun.
Not ice baths.
No.
I'm exactly the same. Love a sauna, feel great from it.
Yeah.
But I've done like 3 ice baths in my life, and every one I'm like,
no.
No matter how good this is for me,
I know.
I'm just hating every second.
I really thought about buying one of those. What are they, pods?
Lumi.
Exactly,
yeah.
But it won't get used.
Yeah.
I know.
It'll be sat there, full of water. You'll be staring at it.
It's just no.
This podcast episode is sponsored by Prep Kitchen. Prep Kitchen are a meal prep company delivering high protein, super tasty, convenient meals. My favourite at the moment, the buffalo chicken mac and cheese, unbelievable. Macros, 45 grams of protein, 506 calories, can't go wrong. Head over to Prep Kitchen to get yours today. Okay, so we've got Warsaw, Barcelona, Berlin, and then Chicago.
Yeah.
Which one of those do you think you'll break your world record time in?
Well,
because I want you to publicly say this, and then it's manifested, and it's going to happen.
Well, I don't know when I'm racing. I don't know when I'm racing a pro. Okay. That's the problem. So Warsaw, I'm racing a pro, but basically,
too soon.
I'm back training, so I can. But I can only wear. I can't wear shorts yet. I'm in baggy trousers.
Yeah.
I'm training, but
yeah. Okay, I'll answer it for you.
Yeah.
Berlin.
I'm doing mixed doubles.
You're not doing solo?
No.
Chicago it is then.
It's got to be.
It's got to be Chicago. Chicago world record. It's getting done.
It's not going to be it's not going to be a world record.
It will be. It'll be a world record.
If we go for a PB.
No, world record. It's going to be a world record in Chicago. Okay, moving on to Nuclear Fit.
Yes.
So Nuclear Fit this year is the 11th of May, 19th of July, 20th of September.
Yeah.
Are you going to be at all 3?
Always am.
And are you going to be racing in all of them?
I don't always.
Which one will you be racing in? Or do you, I guess you've got to fit them into your race calendar. You can't race all 3.
No, that is the problem, yeah. So I would be at May, and I will probably race it as a doubles.
Okay.
I haven't got an excuse for July and September, really.
Okay, I don't run, and I'm doing July, so you've got no excuse. So I'm going to do the July one.
Yeah.
WOD Powders will be there. We're going to be doing electrolytes for all 3 events, but we're going to actually come down with a gazebo, products,
nice.
Do various bits at the July event. For those people that don't know what Nuclear Fit is, Nuclear Fit is essentially a fitness race, obstacle style, 6 1-kilometre laps with 6 stations.
Got it, yeah.
So you've got heavy tyre flips, 100 metres, farmer earn carry, 150 metres, a sled pull, 125 metres, milk churn carry, which I'm yet to actually see what that looks like,
tough.
But it sounds bad.
Yeah.
That's 200 metres. Then a duck and throw, which is essentially, in Hyrox you've got the sandbags which you do burpee broad lunges with.
It's
similar
not,
to that,
it's not as sturdy. So you can't pick it up as it's.
So it's kind of like loose, and you have to then throw.
Everything is everything is unique and cumbersome, and more difficult than Hyrox or any other fitness race.
So I suppose that's good and bad. Good that it challenges you more and it's more unknown, but bad you can't practice for it.
You can't, so you need to come to the training days. So if you want to practice on that kit, you need to get to the training days.
And then you finish with the squat and lift, which is big volume, like 100 reps.
It is, but it's the easiest of...
In terms of weight.
The functionals.
Yeah. So you're going to be racing at definitely May.
Yes.
Doubles.
I'll definitely be there.
Definitely
be there in July. Yeah.
And then I imagine September you might be going into your serious Hyrox racing. What's your best time in the Nuclear Fit course?
I've doubles is about 47. I want to say 47. It's the course record. I'm not sure what it is. I haven't.
You set doubles course record.
It's the same partner I use for nuclear that I use with Hyrox.
Okay.
My main Hyrox partner. Yeah.
So pretty solid team.
He's a good team.
And have you done a solo Nuclear Fit?
No.
Okay, you've got to do a solo Nuclear
only because it generally falls like May is just before Worlds. It doesn't fit my training. September you're again. So.
Okay, so July maybe.
Yes.
Or we'll see.
I don't know. You're trying to push me into this. I can tell.
We'll see. Okay, basically Nuclear Fit. I guess we'll do like lots of other content about. We're heading down to the event now, so we're going to get some footage of like the different obstacles and put together a reel. Yeah. So Nuclear Fit, 11th of May, 19th of July, 20th September.
The May one for me, I really enjoy. This is the first one of the season. We always have really good weather. It's absolutely, but I think the difference with Nuclear Fit is it's obviously outside, so the weather can really make the day. But the community side of it, the core where all the functional exercises are, is really lively and buzzy. It's a really good day out.
Yeah, it's and fun. You get unbelievable medals.
Oh, the medals are amazing.
What do you get when you win a Hyrox?
You get not a lot.
When you finish a Hyrox, what do you get?
Well, you know what you get.
I actually don't. I've never done one. I've never done a Hyrox, but I've been to a Hyrox. You get a patch.
You get a patch. That's all. You get a patch, and then you win what they call a tea towel. It's a flag.
So if you win a Hyrox, if you podium, you get a flag.
You get a flag.
But you've got to podium.
But you have to podium.
So if you do Nuclear Fit, you don't have to win.
No, and you get that.
It is an unbelievable medal.
It is so good.
I did a few back in the day, men's physique.
Oh, did you? Yeah.
And you can't tell now, but back in the day, and I remember, I think I came. I did when I won. I actually got quite a good trophy and a medal, but I think I came third in a comp, and I got a medal. I'm not joking.
They used to be big, didn't they?
Oh. It was like the size of a 2p coin. Oh. And I'm looking at that and I'm thinking that's
worthy.
You should get like a 16-week bodybuilding prep. But and I'm thinking that is a really good medal.
It is.
So, and if you do all three, then all three medals clip together.
Yeah. That is.
That's good. So Hyrox, what do you get if you win? Apart from the flag, like you say, do you get prize money at Worlds?
No, not unless you're Elite 15.
Okay.
Now, so Elite 15, there is now prize money. So you get a medal. It's a nice medal, and a flag.
And a flag.
Yeah. I've got so many flags. What do you do with them?
No, but I just meant like you're just saying it as if it's like, oh god, not another win, not another podium. Oh god.
So what do you do with the flags? What does anyone do with them?
I actually reckon you'd be able to sell them. I think you would. I think people would buy Hyrox first place flags. Of course they would. I'd buy them.
Yeah. That's very sad, but yes, you're probably right.
Yeah, I think people would buy them. I think Hyrox is getting big where like people are almost like doing anything for a podium for a first place.
Okay. If anyone wants a flag, they can contact me.
We'll start an auction going. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to finish the episode with a game of wrong answers only.
Oh.
So I'm going to ask you 6 questions.
Right.
And you're going to answer them as fast as possible, but they have to be wrong answers.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Name something you regularly find in your fridge.
Sausages.
What do you call someone who makes wedding cakes for a living?
I would say a farmer because we're on a farm.
Name a liquid you drink during your Hyrox or Nuclear Fit race.
Tea.
Why do onions make you cry when you cut them?
That's the most bizarre question I've ever heard in my life. Why do onions make you cry when you cut them? I can't even think of anything to say to that.
That's got you. Okay. Who is Hunter McIntyre?
He's a nobody.
And who is your fitness coach?
Oh, some superstar.
Who is Hunter McIntyre? A nobody. I'm just going to clip that.
Oh.
Okay, we're going to finish with some latest news. So WOD Powders are going to be at Nuclear Fit. We have electrolytes for all the athletes competing this year. So all 3 events, like I think it's going to be 600, 700 people. We're going to be sending electrolyte sachets for everyone. So there's going to be a mix of flavours. I think we've got 6, 7 different flavours. So yeah, make sure you get involved with that. And we're also launching protein matcha.
Oh,
Matcha's on a big trend.
It is.
Typically, the matcha market, we found like, we're going to do like a mushroom matcha, but I think from the research we did, people want to get more protein in their diet where they can.
Sure.
So we've combined grass-fed collagen with Japanese organic matcha with some mushrooms and a bit of flavouring. And we've created a high-protein matcha to have every day. So you're getting about 6 to 8 grams of protein per matcha. So it's just a good way to start your morning. This product will be available on the website by the time this podcast is out. So head over to the website and get yours today.
What is this product called?
Protein matcha.
Protein matcha. I like that.
We're going to end the episode with a fun fact of the day. You had one.
Well, as I said, it's not really fun unless you're a runner. But the fact of the day is to be competitive in fitness racing, you need to be a better runner. That's fact. Full stop. Yeah, simple.
I'm going to end the episode with this fun fact.
Mm-hmm.
The world's oldest cat lived to be 38 years and 3 days old, and the cat's name was Cream Puff.
Is that a fact?
Good fact for you. Is that a fact? I don't really know. Some people will enjoy that fact if they love animals. I can tell by your action you thought, what the fuck? But yeah, what a way to end the episode on that note.
Good fact, yeah.
Sam, where can people find you to follow your journey and your posts about Nuclear Hyrox?
Yeah, mainly Instagram. So Insta, Sam Bilbie.
Cool. Any other platforms or just Insta?
Main one.
Insta. Cool, we'll get that on the screen. Thank you very much for joining me. I know you've got a busy day and you're desperate to leave. We are bang on time. It's 1:29.
Well, we're half an hour late, actually.
Okay, we're half an hour late. Sorry about that. But yeah, thank you very much for joining me. Pretty good.
Thank you. Great, thanks.
I hope you enjoyed that episode and a huge thank you for listening. Make sure you're following the pod on Instagram. The podcast is sponsored by WOD Powders. That's at WOD Powders on Instagram. Please show some support to the pod by either sharing this episode with a mate or buying some supplements from wodpowders.co.uk. See you guys next week.